Welcome back to Good Morning Football. It is time for Who Needs to Fuel Your Hustle, presented by Oikos 000. We are breaking down the players who need to look at the mirror and say, give me fuel, give me fire.
Give me that which I desire.
That is correct. Here in Week 12, Nate, who needs to fuel their hustle this week? I'm sure you have that Metallica album.
This eggnog latte is about to fuel my soul, I'll tell you that.
Smell it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Get in
Smells
there.
good. All right, listen, so for me,
candy.
I'm looking at Cam Newton, all right? So the Panthers, they were 6-2. They lose to the Lions. They get smacked by the Steelers. The lasting image from that game, the only thing I remember from the Panthers, no highlights, no big plays. Cam Newton doing this. Obviously affected by the weather, affected by the hits, it's affected by the energy of the stadium and getting beat up by the Steelers. Now they're facing the Seahawks at home in a place where you're comfortable, in a situation where you have one game lead on Seattle. Seattle is closing. They just came off a big win. Cam Newton, there's moments where I'm sitting there banging on the table saying, pay attention, Cam Newton is back. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the business. He has all the talent around him. And then there's games where teams come in and they make you look average. So I'm looking at Cam Newton with implications, as we like to use this time of year. It's time to fuel your hustle, man. Step your game up. Go big or go home. Show up or show out. Whatever we got to say. I want your game to be as loud as the outfits you wear afterwards, man. Cam Newton, I am the biggest fan in the world of your talent, your skill set, and what you bring to the table. And you're on a big stage up against a team that is closing on you rapidly. Right now, I want you to separate yourself, not fall into the abyss of waiting on other teams to lose games and hoping you guys make the playoffs in January. So
be undeniable.
Be undeniable like you were when you were our MVP. Cam Newton is the guy I want to see fuel his hustle.
Brutal loss against the Lions.
Terrible.
Took them out in Week 11. The Lions, of course, played the Bears at 12:30 Eastern. We've got you covered on all three of those games. Guys, why haven't we talked Broncos Chargers on the show at all this week? At all.
No.
It's tricky.
Tell us.
I feel like I'm in a little bit of like I'm stunned still. I feel hurt by what happened with the Chargers because we saw bad Phillip Rivers show up with the brutal interception to Von Miller. We saw the kicking issues come up yet again, and they lost to the Broncos. So my fuel your hustle is the Chargers in general. You're back at the stub. You are facing a 2-8 Arizona team. You cannot cough this up. You've got Pittsburgh. You've got bigger fish to fry. You've got Pittsburgh coming up. You've got Kansas City. You were talking about people showing up late to Thanksgiving. There's also the character on Thanksgiving that you always invite and they never show up. Yeah, I'll be there. And then, every year, okay, you don't even set placemats for them anymore because you know they're not showing up. Do not be that team. Show up. Show up in Week 12 at home, especially after a Monday lighter that blew the roof off, if the Coliseum had a roof, on the West Coast out there. This is no joke. Use this game to get right. Let that be an anomaly because these struggles are real ahead.
Struggle bus. Struggle bus.
Get nervous fast with the Chargers.
You do.
They're very exciting, make you very nervous sometimes.
I'm nervous.
I hear you.
But
Can't
I'm not
lose
out
to the
on it.
Broncos and Cardinals
I still
back
love
to back.
that.
Yeah. All
That's
right.
tough.
Yeah.
I said that the player of the week last week was Lamar Jackson. I thought it was an amazing NFL debut. He had 26 carries, 117 rushing yards. And the story afterwards was, is that sustainable? Can they actually win again with Lamar Jackson? Is Lamar Jackson an NFL quarterback, or is he a running back who occasionally throws? What was missed in Lamar Jackson's performance was that he had three of the biggest plays be passing plays, completions, a 3rd and 6, a 3rd and 8, all in the fourth quarter. And he used his arm and his intellect to win that ball game. Here I am up here defending Lamar Jackson, and I'm not the only one. John Harbaugh said he didn't like the insinuation from the media asking about the 27 carries. He didn't like the suggestion that this guy can't do it in a traditional manner.
Really?
Harbaugh was not happy. I wasn't happy. A lot of Ravens fans weren't happy because we should be praising this young man and saying all the great things he can bring the Ravens come December, come January. But all that's out the window if you lose to the Raiders. All of that is out the window if you lose to the Raiders. The Raiders are coming in right now a wounded team, right? But a wounded team that just won a game.
Talk about it.
And a wounded team that has been reading headlines about how they're all going to be cut or traded at the end of the season. A wounded team that's been told that their coach, who knows more in his left pinky than most of the analysts on TV know about football combined, is being told he's an idiot or he can't do player personnel.
He was yelling at the quarterback, Peter.
He yelled at the quarterback. Why is he doing that? Not in today's participation award world. John Gruden and the Raiders are going to be coming in hot right now.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson can't be rested on his laurels, and the Baltimore Ravens can't be celebrating a victory over one of the historically bad defenses in NFL history, the Cincinnati Bengals. Lamar Jackson, it's great to do it in one game. You got to do it again. You got to back it up. For fuel your hustle, this is my little pep talk to Lamar Jackson. Go win that game. Win it with your legs, win it with your arm, win it with your brain, win it with your heart, win it with whatever you got. Go beat the Raiders. No false steps right now.
Ooh,
False steps, baby.
No
I like
half-stepping.
I like it, okay? Peter's having a day. I'm going to tell a story. Once upon a time, there was a guy named Hugh, all right? And Hugh was dating the Bengals, and they had a great relationship, in love, screaming from the mountaintops. But he left and got married to the Browns. That marriage was a disaster. It was Lisa Marie and Michael Jackson. It was Drew Barrymore and Tom Green. Terrible marriage. Cleveland divorced him, and now his old girlfriend has taken him back, and they're dating again. And this weekend, they go against his ex-wife, who's now with this guy, Greg, with 3 Gs. It's the perfect guy that your ex-wife...
Dyed hair and glasses.
Midlife crisis goatee, weird spelling of his name. Of course your ex-wife is dating some guy named Greg. And it's really interesting because this is the Hugh Bowl, and Marv was asked, so what's Hugh doing? Like, what is his role? He was the offensive coordinator. He was great, but like, what's going on? Marv said he's going to assist with players on the field, with us defensively, with the implementation and development of the plan, and, you know, he'll continue to look at things analytically. I don't know what the hell that is.
A lot of buzzwords.
That's amazing, but I'll look at things
That's an
analytically.
actual quote?
That's an actual verbatim quote.
No way.
I'll look at things analytically, all right? If Hugh loses to Greg, Greg will be 1 win short of Hugh's entire win total for his total marriage with the Browns. 3. That would be 2 for... You can't lose to Greg. You can't run into your ex with their new boyfriend and his Bluetooth and his cool Tesla and have him just run right over you and do it efficiently and green for the planet. You can't do that. I feel like Hugh, he's had a lot of must-wins. He had 16 in a row one year. I feel like he has to win this game. Yeah. It's not just another loss. This is like a branding of his soul, and your old wife is running around and she's much better. Got to win it.
You're already forced to spend the holidays with him. You're already forced to.
You got to. And never mind fuel. Plug in your hustle electronically because that's what it runs on. That's what it is. Go get it, Hugh. If not now, whenever.
Give me some more cliches on Greg.
Greg Williams, I can't say for sure. The other Greg, probably hair plugs, probably still has a subscription to FHM magazine.
Got a motorcycle.
Yeah, he loves Guy Fieri. He's going to deep fry the turkey. He checks his Tinder when his girlfriend's in the bathroom. Like, we can keep going. Like, this is off the top of my head. Not Greg Williams, hypothetical Greg.
Let me wipe up my screen, man.
The new husband.
He changed it to 3 Gs because he's extra gangster. Like, that's Greg. That's him. That's what I'm saying. That's the guy now coaching the Browns.
Happy Thanksgiving.